This week we're going to be hunting at my good buddy Chad Johnston's place out at Midwest Antler Company. We're heading to the land of the giants with an Iowa tag. If y'all aren't putting in for an Iowa bow tag, you are missing out. The temperatures might be dropping, but the rut is hotter than a blister bug in a pepper patch.
Oh, there he is. Let's make a move. I gotta catch a glimpse of this warlock. This place is incredible. I ain't got enough city boy in me to pass that deer.
There's definitely a chance we could spook this deer by being this aggressive, but as the saying goes, sometimes you have to risk it or the biscuit.
Big buck, right here.
You only see that on TV.
Oh wait, we're on TV.
We picked the perfect spot, man. Killed a big old 10-pointer too, son.
Well, I'm mean as gravel, I'm poor as dirt, and I like things better the way they were. Well, I'm strong in the head, but I get things done. I spend too much money to have a little fun. Come on. I ain't changing, I'm a stubborn man. So can you love me like I am? Can you love me, baby, like I am? Yeah.
Oh, beautiful for spacious skies, for amber waves of grain, the immortal words of Catherine Lee Bates echo across this hallowed ground. This week we go on a quest deep into America's heartland, and the fate of our nation and all that we hold dear may hang in the balance. I'm just kidding, we're only deer hunting, not saving the world, but we are deer hunting in one of the best places to hunt in the whole country. This week, we're going to Iowa. You never know who you're going to see rolling in the Midwest Antler Company. I get there, and my buddy Casey Kiefer is just finishing up a hunt, and it looks like they had some luck out in Iowa. Caribou are rare in this part of Iowa, but not entirely unheard of. This week, we're going to be hunting at my good buddy Chad Johnston's place out at Midwest Antler Company. If y'all aren't putting in for an Iowa bow tag, you are missing out. I'm not really sure what to compare an Iowa bow tag to. I mean, I guess in the dating world, if you were wondering who you're going to go out with on Friday night and then all of a sudden J-Lo pulled up in a stretch limousine and offered to buy you a steak dinner, that's kind of like what getting an Iowa bow tag in the mail is for a deer hunter. If you were single, the J-Lo thing would be pretty cool though.
Nailed it.
I only brought one pin, so
30 yards is being cocky anyways.
just had to be good with our tree stand hanging. Well, the rut is on, boys and girls, and the temperatures are dropping. It's fixing to get Midwest bone-chilling cold out here, but there's no place I'd rather be in November than Iowa.
Yeah, she wasn't looking at us, she's looking at him. He's in that dip. Oh, there he is. We gotta shoot a buck on a doe in the cornfield right now. And it's a good thing we were like 15 minutes behind where we needed to be. And it's just cracking daylight, and I glassed the field, and there he stood behind our tree stand. So, but now we're stuck. That's the tree we're supposed to get in, but it looks like we're gonna be Fred Bearing it today, boys, because we're stuck on the ground with a big 150-inch 10-point out there, just locked down on the doe. Yeah, dude, she's just out there feeding, and he's just like laser beams, just staring at that back porch, thinking naughty deer thoughts.
That's a pretty good sign right there. A great big old buck real close to the tree stand on the first morning. So the buck and the doe finally slip off, and I take this opportunity to try to get up in the tree, get a camera stand hung, all the while knowing that there's at least one and probably several shooter bucks within 200 yards of me right now.
It's 8:20 right now. So once a lot of the deer moved off, we snuck down in here and we hung this summit in the spot where I killed a big heavy 8 the last time. I had the Iowa bow tag right there. We've already seen a buck chase a doe when we were hanging the stand. A buck chased a doe up through the top of that rim right there. And there's a place we call the Cedar Bowl, and it's just unreal. Oh yeah, there it is. Buck. He's a little guy. This place is incredible. I'm here with Chad Johnston, Midwest Antler Company. In Iowa, there's a potential any minute for just a giant buck to step out.
We're getting all settled in, and from across the Cedar Bowl, I spot a tank of a deer.
There's a good buck. There's a good deer. Big 10 point up on the hill right there.
This buck is locked down hard on a doe at the top of the Cedar Bowl, and I threw the kitchen sink at this joker trying to get him to come in. I rattled, grunted, snort, wheezed, did anything I knew to do, but all I was able to do was call in every young buck in the territory.
He's a shooter, dude. The one up on the hill's a shooter. I ain't got enough city boy in me to pass that deer.
Man, I couldn't get this buck to come in for anything, but every time I would throw a call at him, he'd stick his nose out, bristle up, rake a tree. It was just like he was up there messing with us.
Great big 10 up on the hill, locked down. He's got a doe up there, he's got to. The only time he's moved all morning is to stand up, run other deer off, and then he goes back and beds down with her.
It's a good time to be in Iowa right now. The temperatures might be dropping, but the rut is hotter than a blister bug in a pepper patch.
We went and actually hung another stand for a morning sit on the way in here. And we get back up the tree, and the big buck that we left bedded is still right up there. He just walked through that gap. So we're gonna settle in for the evening, see what happens. I mean, he's locked down on a doe, but if she comes up, tries to come out here and feed in this cornfield, it'll be money. That's a young deer. Dang good young deer though.
You know, we saw a couple deer out of this stand, but to be honest with you, the whole time I was just thinking about where we could hang a stand to get the wind right, get in bow range, and kill that big 10 point. As soon as we got down, we grabbed 2 Summit lock-ons and set our plan into motion of getting dangerously close to this big 10 point. There's definitely a chance we could spook this deer by being this aggressive, but as the saying goes, sometimes you have to risk it for the biscuit. So we're all up in this deer's kitchen. There is sign everywhere. This is right where this deer lives, in his bedroom, and me and my cameraman are perusing the landscape of what looks like a Christmas tree farm, trying to find 2 trees big enough for me and my 7-foot tall cameraman to get in.
Let's pull back to where we found that mega trail and see if we can get a tree stand on one side or the other of that giant trail.
This right here may be the perfect spot. Now all we have to do is quietly hang a set of tree stands without spooking this big buck. The advantage that we had, even though we were only 12 feet off the ground, was these trees had a lot of cover. They were big bushy cedars, so we were going to have to trust our real tree and just take a risk. We knew we were right in this deer's wheelhouse and he could walk out at any minute. Well, here we go, man. We're all settled in and it doesn't look like we spooked any deer. Marvin Kip, hanging and banging, baby. I don't even know how we got tree stands in these trees. We made it happen.
Dude, this is so muddy, it ain't even funny, baby.
I'm glad we went with this spot.
Yeah.
We'd only been sitting there about 30 minutes when I look over to my left and spot a very familiar looking 10-point standing in a gap looking down the trail at 14 yards.
In slow-mo, baby.
What?
Holy crap. Yeah, baby.
If we can find it.
Oh, I don't know. He only tipped over 40 yards.
Air pound, dude.
Come on, baby. You freaking drilled him, dude. Oh. Oh.
That's a stud,
Dude, he's huge. I could just see antler tips and I'm like, oh shit. Are you kidding me?
I don't know what to say. When this all came together, bow hunters know when you put a plan together and you make so many plans that don't work out, and a high percentage of hunting is just sitting there being unsuccessful. And when you get that opportunity to make an aggressive move and the plan all comes together and you shoot a great big old 10-point like that at less than 20 yards out of a stand that you snuck in and spent so much time sweating and trying to be quiet and trying to do it right, and it all comes together, there's no better feeling for a bow hunter on planet Earth than being out in God's country and shooting a great big old 10-point on the second day. I still can't believe we found the buck we wanted to kill on the first day, made a plan, made a move, and killed that sucker on the second day of our Iowa hunt. Just unbelievable, man. That's the tree stand right there. Probably not 12 feet off the ground. I can see him right there. He's 35 yards away. Yes, sir. That is what I'm talking about right there. I'll tell you what, man. For an old boy from Virginia to be able to come out here and hunt these great big old massive Iowa giants is just a super big privilege. I can't thank Chad from Midwest Antler Company enough, man. Chad's a good dude. He's a friend of mine. We've been friends for a long time now. But we're losing light, so we need to get this big joker out of here. I'm gonna call Chad. Go get the Ranger. Oh man, what a deer. We might have walked into this stand, but this was a big old buck, so I called Chad and the boys to come help us out with the Ranger. Well, after weeks and weeks of putting in time in the stand, we finally got the 10-pointer we were after.
Weeks, yeah.
Day and a piece.
45 minutes.
2 days. He's a good deer, man. That's a good solid deer. Good solid 10-point heavy. Big old heavy deer. Got heavy, big faces. We hung out at camp that night, and killing a big buck in camp means I get to do another one of my favorite things, which is sleep in. So that next day we slept in a little bit, messed around camp, and decided to go take some really cool pictures of this deer at sunset. We just got done taking pictures of my buck. The giant, beautiful 10-pointer that's right over there. And we noticed that in the crop field behind us, there were several does running around. And when somebody has a doe problem and they need does killed, that's just my game. Yes, waiter, I'll have some of the impromptu doe stalk on the ground. That is not a doe, but it is a big 10-point under 20 yards in bow range after I've already punched my Iowa tag. So I had to let this big, pretty 10-point just walk off broadside at 20 yards. I think we can count that. Just count that one. I have seen that look before. She's on to us. What are you doing over in that fence row? Oh, nothing. Definitely not trying to kill you. So close. This was a great little hunt though. It was a lot of fun stalking these deer on the ground. When I got back to camp that night, Chad said, I have got the spot for a slam dunk doe kill. Chad's next door neighbor, Miss Cora, was nice enough to let us harvest some of the surplus that was in her backyard, eating her flowers, coming through her yard, just doing all kinds of damage.
You want to be on TV?
No.
We want to see if we can take care of some of your deer problem.
Go right ahead.
Chad's neighbor, Miss Cora, was a cool lady, and she said that we could kill as many does as we had tags for, which unfortunately was only one, but that'll work. When we got out there that afternoon, the deer were already moving, so once we moved Miss Cora's bird feeder out of the way and sawed a couple limbs, we got a double set hung and we were hunting. This is kind of a little neighborhood hunt. These deer need thinning. We're just the men for the job. Got it done, baby. Punched our final tag in Iowa on a little backyard hanging bang. I know that sounds crude, but I just like it. It fires me up. Ask sweet old lady for permission, check. Hang stand, check. Come to full draw, check. Kill doe, check. Hunts don't get a whole lot smoother than this one. Big ol' Iowa doe. This is me and Lucas's ticket home right here. Miss Cora, I appreciate it. We'll fry you up some back straps one of these days when we come back. This week right here in Iowa is what bow hunting is all about. We got to give a big thanks to Chad Johnston, the whole Johnston crew, and Midwest Antler Company for having us. Can't wait to draw another tag so I can come back out to Iowa. This rut was hotter than a $2 pistol. Any of y'all's wives ever look at you like that when you're doing something stupid? Like, what are you doing over in that fence row? Oh, nothing. Definitely not trying to kill you.